It's time to mind your business with me, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in to find out how to mind your business with BEDC, special guest entrepreneurs, industry experts, and more. Brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here. Welcome to Mind Your Business. I am your host, Jamillah Lodge, and you are Lennox Cumberbatch. I said that right?
Yes, that's
okay.
Right. Well, people from the Caribbean say Lennox. People from the U.S. and Bermuda, they say Lennox. So
Lennox, okay.
Both is fine.
You answer to both.
Both, yeah.
Okay, all right. So you're the Director of Accounting Services at Abacus, right?
Yes.
So first of all, I'll give you an opportunity to kind of introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Just to repeat my name, I'm Lennox Cumberbatch. And I've been an accountant for way too long.
What you mean
I've
way
been
too
an
long?
accountant
It
for
sounds
over
like a
20
bad
years.
thing. 20 years.
It is a good thing.
Yeah.
Just aging myself a little bit.
Okay.
Graduated from the University of the West Indies,
Okay.
Cape Verde campus. Then I went on to do the ACCA, which is the UK professional qualification. And then subsequently that I also did the Canadian CPA as well.
Okay, God bless you.
It's been a while, and I've been practicing in both the private and the public sector. So I've worked with both government organizations and private organizations.
Okay.
Like most accountants, I started out in audit, and then gradually went into what we call industry. That's where you're actually practicing as an accountant as opposed to an auditor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit. I have some questions for you.
Yep.
Because it's different, right? It's a little different.
It is.
But in terms of your role at Abacus, what are you responsible for?
Well, I wear a few hats at Abacus.
Okay.
So one is that I lead the team in terms of providing the accounting services to each client. I have oversight for all of the clients, and we are growing, so that is becoming such a challenge now. So we're going to have to relook to see, how we can structure that better as the business grows.
Okay.
I'm also client-facing in that I also do the accounting myself for some of the clients that we have on board. And I'm also responsible for recruitment as well.
Oh, you do all the things.
Yeah, I do other things as well. But I love it all. I've enjoyed my time at Abacus so far.
Okay.
We have a great team there at Abacus, which I think makes working there even more enjoyable.
Right.
And so those are the main areas where I focus on at Abacus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know Megan,
Yes.
who's the owner and founder of Abacus, and she's fabulous. So
Yes,
I'm
she is.
sure that if you are working there, you must also be fabulous.
Well, I'll take it. But Megan is fabulous,
Yeah.
fabulous leader. I've learned so much from Megan over the last few years I've been with Abacus. It's just amazing. I would actually say that based on the roles that I've had throughout my career, this one I've learned a lot more from the person who I report to, meaning Megan, than previous roles.
Okay.
And I hope people from my previous roles are not listening, but it's just a fact because she's very hands-on.
Yes.
And she's willing to share a lot of information that usually leaders are not willing to share.
Yeah, and that's great. To me, that's what makes a great leader, right? Is they say, okay, this is the thing, and they give you the freedom and flexibility to come up with solutions and to employ your over 20 years worth of knowledge and experience.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a great thing, and then you have great people to make it even better. So I think that is what I'm witnessing, I guess, with Abacus, right?
Yep,
because you guys have grown a lot over the years.
Yeah, we have, and partly because of who we are. We are accountants first, but we form relationships that last
right
more than past just being accountants. And just to give you one example, my first client meeting at Abacus, there were tears with the business owner and that sort of stuff, which was something I wasn't used to. And one of the things I understood from that is that when people go into business, sometimes that's their heart and soul, and they take it very seriously. It's not just a business and you're here and my personal life is here. it impacts personal lives. Yeah.
For sure. That's why I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the difference between audit and providing the services, accounting services to business, because they are different. Like, I would imagine as an auditor, it's very much about the numbers. You don't really get a chance to see the person who founded the business per se, right? You work with their employees. Whereas if I'm an entrepreneur, I started my business, maybe I have 2 or 3 other employees, like literally we are having the conversation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Can you talk a little bit about the differences that you've experienced?
Right. So for audit, audit is very focused on financial reporting as well. Just signing off that the numbers, as you said, are correct. And that's where auditors tend to focus more on. They're not in there like to ensure a company makes a profit. But accountants now, as outsourced accountants like us, we are actually partners, I would say, in the business with the business owners and that sort of stuff. We want to know, okay, what are your goals over the next 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. We want to help you reach your goals. And it's not just us coming in and, crunching numbers, as we were widely known back in the day as number crunchers. We really get involved in your business, and we get to know, not passing numbers, what are you looking to achieve, both on a professional level, business-wise, and personally as well, because we want to take you right to the end. Some of the things that we talk about with business owners is that what is your plan to step away from the business if needed? Things happen. So what is your plan if you have to step away from the business? Do you have somebody there that you can hand it over to? Or some people go into business with the goal of eventually I'm going to sell this to someone who wants to invest in it. And all of those things we get feedback on from our business owners. So it's as accountants, we tend to get more personal with business owners than auditors do. Auditors come in and they ensure that the numbers are correct, obviously, and everything is presented fairly. But we get in there and we want to help you succeed in your business.
And I mean, I don't know about you, but I know working in this industry where we get to see so many different business owners and entrepreneurs, it's like almost you live vicariously through them. Their success, you feel like you're winning as well, right? Because you're like, oh, okay, because they received this support or this help, they're doing much better, they're expanding, and so you get to see that, and you're like, yes, you can be their cheerleaders.
And we actually have that in our mission is that we celebrate the success of our clients.
That's right.
And we love it. We really like to see our clients succeed. It makes us happy.
I'm sure it makes them happy too when they can pay their bills and pay themselves. So one of the things that I've recognized over the 15 or so years that I've been here at BEDC is that financial planning and financial statements and accounting of any sort is most business owners' thorn, if you will, right? They do not really want to do it. They're excited about what they do, what they sell, what they create. But then when it comes to understanding the financials and understanding the numbers and making sure that they're making a profit, it's almost like they kind of bury their head in the sand. So in comes Abacus. And we are excited about this partnership that we have with you. So, we have these multi-week courses that we offer to try to support people who have that type of response when you're talking about numbers. And you, Abacus, have come on and partnered with us. So you're going to be facilitating this course now. New and improved, revamped, all that good stuff. And so I think it's going to be a huge opportunity for people who are entrepreneurs or thinking about starting a business to learn from the experts, because you have over 20 plus years of experience. Can you talk to me a little bit about why it's important for an entrepreneur or business owner to understand some basics when it comes to financial planning?
Well, I mean, financial planning and the financial health of your organization is really important. It's probably one of those, you have a couple of things that are like critical when it comes to managing a business, and financial management is one of those things. So it's like driving a car. You don't want to drive a car and you have your eyes closed. You can't see where you're going. You can't see where you're at. So financial planning is really, that vision that you get to see where the company is at in terms of how healthy it is, where it's going, where it was actually, because there's a big part of accounting as well is historically you want to see how you're doing, but you also want to look into the future as well to see, what is the projections that where the business is going, because you might have to make a decision. Okay, the business is not set to go where I want it to go, so you either have to pivot or you have to make the hard decision to say, okay, this is it.
Right.
Just let me go into another area or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very important. And over the years, we've tried to figure out different ways and different approaches to do it. Now, I'm a fan of do what you do best, and you hire people to do the things that you
That's
don't
correct.
enjoy doing, right?
Yep.
So I know people are like, well, why do I have to learn about accounting if I'm just going to hire someone? But I do think, and I have heard now, all of you aren't on the up and up. Like sometimes,
Yep.
you get a little shady because you know what's going in and what's going out. And if no one's paying attention, those who are not, on the up and up can take advantage of some people. So for me, I'm thinking this is your business. This is what you started. So shouldn't you at least know some basics or some things to look for? And then you could still hire somebody.
Yeah, definitely. And as well as if you look at it, there are a lot of small businesses, startup businesses and that sort of stuff. They don't always have the finances to hire people as well.
Yes, that's true.
So that is one thing we do with our clients as well, is that we provide training. We say, okay, we're going to train you, or we're going to help you understand financial statements or bookkeeping. And then we'll come in and we'll do a review of what you do. It saves you money because you don't have to be paying us a larger monthly fee, because you're doing some of the work. And it also gives you the opportunity to understand where your business is at and what is going in, what is coming out, and you're able to make decisions even quicker because you have that information right there. You don't have to wait on us to give you the information.
Right.
You have the information right there in front of you. You're working with it every day. So you're able to make decisions quicker as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we've partnered with Abacus this time to facilitate our multi-week course, which is starting on September the 14th. It's still 8 weeks.
Yep.
And so can you talk a little bit about some of the things that you're going to be covering in that course?
Okay, so in the course, we are going to be doing an overview of financial planning and management, first thing. And we are also going to be helping you understand the basic financial statements. And the three most important, critical financial statements, in my opinion, are the balance sheet, the income statement, or profit and loss, as some people call it, and then there's a cash flow statement. So we're going to take a deep dive into those three statements to help you understand or read those statements to understand what those statements are saying at any point in time. We're also going to, and I'm excited about this part, is help you understand how to use a software that is used in managing a lot of companies here on Ireland, is QuickBooks Online. There are a host of other softwares out there, but we thrive in QuickBooks Online. We think it's a great system. Desktop as well, but a lot of our clients are still on desktop, but the online system is a little bit more powerful when it comes to getting information in. So a big part of the course is we're going to be teaching you the basic use of QuickBooks Online.
And I'm excited about that because this is we've been talking about it. This is the first time that we're really going to be using the online version. We've been doing the desktop version for so long, and then you've had scenarios where people like, my computer's crashed, all of my numbers are gone. But now with online, it's in the cloud, right?
It's in the cloud. The numbers, so no crashing. It's backed up and that sort of stuff right into it. The desktop version also have a hosted solution where you can have it in the cloud per
Right.
se as well.
Yeah.
But the online version is totally in the cloud.
Right.
And the information is available to you wherever you are.
Wherever
in the
you
world,
are, right.
Once you have that
Yeah.
username, password to get into the system.
Yeah,
Yes.
that makes most sense, especially if you're looking to expand or you have to travel
Yes.
somewhere for extended period. You still have access to all those numbers that are
Yeah.
going to help you make decisions for your business.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah. So you at Abacus, you do have your own kind of courses and things that you offer, but none of them, to my knowledge, have been like 8 weeks.
No, they haven't.
Okay.
So our courses have been a little shorter. So we offer training on QuickBooks Desktop
Okay.
and QuickBooks Online as well. And those courses are usually half-day courses that we offer.
Okay.
And they give you a pretty good understanding of the systems at different stages. But this course that we are partnering with BDC on, I think we're getting a little bit more involved into not just the accounting software,
Right.
but financial management, accounting. We are going to dive deep into those areas to give you a better understanding of how to just, manage your business from a financial perspective. And understand when you generate reports, understand what those reports are telling you, what they're saying, and using those reports to make decisions that would benefit your business.
Yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Sometimes, you're speaking to people and they're like, yeah, I'm making money. You're like,
yeah.
Are you? Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Yes.
I know the money's coming in, but
Yes.
once you take into consideration the expenses or the cost of doing the business, it's like, what's left at the end of the month?
Yes.
And so I do think that it's extremely important for us to help our stakeholders, our entrepreneurs, get ready
Yeah.
to look at their business this way, right? As opposed to, what product you're selling, how much you want to sell it for, but have you kind of forensically analyze what you're selling that product or service at to make sure that you have included a profit for yourself, that you're covering the costs, and that at the end of the day, you still have money left over in the bank.
Yep. You just made a very good point there, Jamillah, about including a profit for yourself.
Yeah.
And I take that to mean the business owners including an amount, if they're the only employee, a lot of business owners do not take a salary. And the business might be saying I'm making a profit, but you're not considering the amount of time you're putting in there. Your time is valuable, right? It has a value on it. If you were working for someone else, you'll be getting a salary. And including that salary for yourself, even if you are not in a position where you can pay it out immediately, but accruing for it is very important. And I think a lot of business owners, they have to understand that, or we have to help them to understand. You have to include that salary for yourself,
Yes.
in order to come up with what the business is really doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to me, it's all about establishing good habits.
Yes.
Right? So you don't want to start out saying, oh, well, I'm getting started, so I'm not going to pay myself. And sometimes, as you know, in Bermuda, a lot of times businesses start or entrepreneurs start doing it on the side, and they
Yes,
have this
as a
full-time
hobby.
job.
Yes.
And so they're like, oh, well, I don't have to pay myself because I have this income over here. But I feel like if you do that, then you haven't really realized what it costs to do, to do the business.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You're leaving a critical cost out, and there's the resource. You're leaving that out. So if you were to step away from the business for any point in time and you have to bring someone on, then you're really going to see the impact of because you're going to have to pay that person.
That's right.
You're going to really see the impact of what it really costs to produce this product. So you want to be able to have that information up front first, rather than having that shock effect of having to pay someone if you have to step away.
Yeah.
And then you're saying, really, okay, this really is a profitable business when I'm including a pay for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good lesson to learn. It's a hard lesson to learn sometimes because sometimes people have been doing this for years.
Yes.
And they just keep doing it. And it's like at some point, if you decide that you want to do your business full time, like step away from the full-time job and turn it into your full-time source of revenue or income for your family, are you even able to do that?
Yes, yeah, that is so critical in making that decision, having that information, that full information, all costs, and this is part of what the course is going to cover as well, is costing and pricing, because your costing is going to be a factor in your pricing.
Yes.
And if you don't have all costs in there, then more likely or not, your price is not accurate, or it's not where it's supposed to be.
Have you ever heard people who are starting business say, you're like, okay, well, what's going to make you different from everybody else? And they're like, I'm going to be the cheapest on the island. And I'm like, really? Can you be the cheapest on the island? Because when you think about, like, let's say you're bringing in products to resell, right?
Right.
Well, we know how much it costs to get stuff into Bermuda. And so it's like you have to factor that cost in to whatever your price to the consumer is going to be, because if not, somebody's going to be losing.
Yep, somebody's going to lose. What I always say to people is that don't necessarily aim to be the cheapest, but aim to offer the best value for what you're charging.
Okay.
And that sells.
Yes.
I mean, if a lot of people, myself, I'm willing to pay for value.
Yes.
Than pay lower costs and I'm not getting any value.
Right.
Because in the long term, I think there's going to be more expensive than that is paying for something cheaper with less value is going to be more expensive than paying for something more expensive with great value.
Yeah, I would agree 110%.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about the partnership. I think those who will be taking the course will gain tremendous value. People have already reached out and they're like, who's facilitating the course? I'm like, Lennox. I'm like, oh yeah, they do our accounts already.
Good stuff.
So yeah, it is great. I think we just want to create the opportunity to allow the people that we work with and work for to get the best information, right? Yep. And then from your standpoint, these could be your future clients, right?
Yep, definitely.
Because we're still campaigning for you. You don't have to do it all. You can hire someone to do these books, but you want to know what you're looking at. You want to know what the number means at the bottom if it's not, adding up the way it should be. So those key factors, I feel they will be able to, they'll understand once they have gone through the 8 weeks with you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the aim is to give you that basic understanding that you can then build on. And rather building on it is, you taking the information away and building on that by yourself, or reaching out to us, or even another accounting firm, outsource accountant. There are a lot of freelancers on island as well to help you build on that. But you have that basic understanding of financial statements, financial accounting, costing, and that sort of stuff that you can take away and implement in your business and then get someone to take it to the next level.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so for those who are interested or already trying to sign up, they can sign up online at bdc.bm. You can register and pay there. The course is $395. Yes. And we encourage you to register for QuickBooks Online prior to signing up. Can you talk a little bit about what that looks like?
Yes, because part of the course is we're going to be going through QuickBooks Online, so it would be useful for you to have, not necessarily in the course itself, but, a takeaway, let's call it homework, after we've shown you a couple things in the system itself to go away and practice it, because I find you retain things better when you're actually hands-on with using the system rather than some person just up there showing you slides and that sort of stuff. That's very true. So if you have the QuickBooks Online, that's great. If you don't have it, consider getting even the basic package. There are 3 layers. So the essentials is the very basic one, and that one should be sufficient for you to get some practice in, or to even put your company information in to start building out your general ledger. Okay.
Yep. And that's relatively easy, right? They can log on. Is it intuit.com?
Intuit.com.
Okay.
And just be sure that you choose the right version, because there is the US, Canadian, UK, and then there's an international.
Yes.
I would recommend using the international one because we're outside of those
both of
jurisdictions.
those, yeah. Okay. I'm wondering if we can probably link to the right one on the registration page. So if people want to go ahead and get it, they could just link and it'll take them to where they need to go.
I think it's a matter of when you sign on, it gives you the option then to select.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think there's that link to
The actual page.
version. Yeah.
Yeah. So pick international, y'all.
Yeah. So use the international one.
Okay. But yeah, I'm really excited about this opportunity. I'm hoping that once people sign up and register, that they recognize the value and understanding the numbers and don't necessarily see it as this scary thing. You know what I mean? That is something that they are not capable of doing. You know what I liken it to sometimes when I talk to people? I'm like, well, how do you manage your own household? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yep.
You got rent or a mortgage or groceries, you got school
Right.
fees and all of that kind of stuff. And then you have this one source of income. So how do you take this money to pay these and then still have savings? So it's kind of the same, I guess.
Yeah, managing your household is like managing a business. Is totally the same thing on a different level.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I find a lot of small businesses do is that they rely solely on, or they do cash basis accounting.
Yes.
So they rely solely on their bank account, what's coming in and out their bank account. But part of this course is really going to be explaining about that the bank account is not all. Because you might have bills that obviously are not paid as yet, but you owe them, but you're not going to see that in your bank account.
That's right.
Or people might owe you money. You're not going to see that in your bank account because they haven't paid it as yet. So that accrual accounting for us is more accurate than the cash basis. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that in the course as well.
Okay.
Yep.
See, some people's eyes are glazing over already. They're like,
Don't be scared. We're going to break it right down to layman's terms. And I think that's important as well because sometimes we as accountants tend to speak and we speak to other people like they are accountants as well.
And then you see the eyes, they just be like,
and then we recognize, okay, so let's break that down a little bit.
Yes.
So we take a step back and we break it down to a level where kids can understand, you know, what we're talking about.
Right.
You owe me something, I owe you something, rather than a liability and an asset, that sort of stuff. We break it down. So
yes, I think that's important because you're going to have different levels, right?
Yes,
you have, you know, entrepreneurs or business owners, they've been doing this for 20, 30 years. And in Bermuda, I think we're unique in that because we're so small, in some cases, you have these forced monopolies because you just don't have any other option.
Yeah.
And so it's like, despite your best efforts, your businesses are going concerned because there's no other alternative.
There's no other option.
But don't let another player into the market. Now what? Oh, you know, now I have to look at what I'm spending and what I'm charging and make some adjustments. So I think it's extremely important to be able to meet people where they are, right?
Yeah.
So that they understand.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even for me, there are some professions that I'm totally clueless. So when they're speaking to me about certain things, and they have to break it down. If not, my eyes go like that.
Yeah. You start.
What are you talking about? So it's very important to break it down and so that people can understand it and apply it. To their everyday.
Yes.
Yeah.
The application, I think, is key.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've established September 14th is the start. You can go onto bdc.bm to register. It's only $3.95. It's 8 weeks of learning that I think is going to help your business propel itself forward. Now, would you say, in terms of stage of business, who should be in the course? Does it matter?
I would say that businesses that are already, you know, they have been already in business, not necessarily startups. So we are looking for people who have already opened up their businesses, but are looking for that additional knowledge in regards to, you know, what is the financial health of my business, or what is the financial performance of my business over the last 2 to 3 years.
Okay. So, you know me, I'm like, everybody come. But I do think that it makes sense in that when you're talking, if you have something that you can apply that knowledge to.
That's correct.
As opposed to the idea of it all. Now, if you have an idea and you just want to know, come on, we're not going to say no. But I do think that if you can apply what you're going to be teaching in the course to your actual business
Yes.
is something that you'll probably be able to retain better, right? And
Yeah.
apply.
Yeah, because you have that practical that information there that you can use in a practical way to help you understand what we are going to be talking about. I mean, if, as you said, if you are not yet in business or looking to get into business, you're not going to say no, as you
Right.
said. Of course not. But if you already have information that you can use or ask questions on, I'm expecting to get a lot of questions as
Right.
well from people who already have the information, but they want to know, okay, what does this mean? What does that mean? Just come along and we'll have a fun time, I would say.
Look, he said fun, y'all, and accounting, like in the same kind of paragraph. So
It's not usual, but
it is very unusual. No, I think if you can get people leaving your course saying how much fun they had, like
Yes.
you are winning on so many
Okay.
different levels, sir.
okay.
No, but again, just as a reminder, September 14th is the start date, so don't wait. Now go ahead and sign up because I think the max number that we want to accept is about 40, I think.
Yes.
And so you don't want to miss out. It is going to be in person and it's going to be fun, like Lennox said. So
Fun time.
So go ahead and log on to bdc.bm to sign up. And if they have questions after the course, how can they reach you?
Okay, so they can reach me at lennox@abacus.bm. Our main number is 296-2372.
Okay.
All that information is on our website, www.abacus.bm.
Awesome. Well,
Great.
Lennox, look, we minded some business today.
Great.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for partnering with us to facilitate this course. I'm excited, and I know those who will take it will benefit greatly from your experience as an accountant, and looking forward to it.
And thank you for partnering with us. We were really looking forward to it. And we were looking forward to also forming relationships with the participants as well.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in to Mind Your Business with me, your host, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. because if you don't mind your business, who will? Mind Your Business is brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.